Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Now, we've been making a little bit of progress on the Corvette project. Even though I haven't uploaded a whole lot on it, it's been more of the Ram content, surprisingly, and Mustang content, and a little bit of G8 content kind of sprinkled in there. But let me give you a look at what the Vette currently sits at. So we have the quarter panels and rear bumper completely removed. This is completely sanded. I did have to fix one area over here to get it smoothed out, but it is completely smoothed out now. Quarter panels off, coming around to the front end, the hood is off, fenders are off, bumper is off, headlights are off. Pretty much everything but one door on this side, because I've already got the door moved from that side. So this thing's kind of looking like Leroy, Cletus McFarland's Corvette. If you don't know what Leroy is, go over to Cletus McFarland's YouTube channel right now and check it out. But kind of gives you that vibe with everything taken off of it. I already have started sanding all of this down. I didn't figure anybody really want to watch me sanding a bunch of stuff, but I am going to video removing the other door and all of that. Interior is still completely out of it. We did prep the Mustang side skirts that I showed you in one of the previous videos. This is the door, and I did buy some new tools, Milwaukee Fuel. This is the, let's see, I think we got some M12 and M18. I got the big M18 Impact. I think this is like the 1400 foot-pound one. It does pretty much everything from what I understand. We got the 3/8 drive fuel ratchet. This is the M12. And then we got the stubby Impact. This is also M12. Everybody said this is one of the most versatile tools that Milwaukee makes. I really didn't want to come off the money to spend on these kind of tools, but everybody said that it's one of the best investments that I was going to make. So I went ahead and pulled the trigger while there was some good Black Friday deals going on. So what we're going to be doing today is getting rid of these two boxes. These two boxes are long tubes and X-pipe for this car. If you followed the build at all, you know that this has Hooker Blackheart shorty headers with the factory mid pipe and SLP loudmouth exhausts. It kind of sounds like a truck, and that's not really knocking the LS2, but with shorties, the cat's still on it, factory mid pipe, and those SLPs, kind of sounds like a truck. So let me insert you a little clip that I just filmed of not exactly a cold start, because I did let it warm up a little bit, still somewhat cold. Start up, a couple revs. Here you go. Yeah, you see what I mean? I mean, it does kind of sound like an old truck. So hopefully with these long tubes and the X-pipe with those SLP loudmouths, it'll kind of get a better tone to this. These have been sitting here for a couple months now. I've had them. I just really haven't had the will to really want to install them. It is like 10 p.m. right now. I'm going to try to at least remove these headers and X-pipe. I don't know if I have to remove the whole exhaust to do this. I may, and if I do, I'll just take the whole exhaust off. And then tomorrow, which will be in the same video, install the new ones. I don't know if I can do it all by myself or if I'm gonna have to get one of my buddies to come over and kind of rescue me. I don't want this thing to sound like a truck anymore. Like, I love the C6, I love the LS2, kind of wish it was an LS3. It is an LS2, and I don't want it to sound like an 88 model Chevy truck. Not that there's anything wrong with an 88 Chevy truck, I just think this car needs to sound a little bit better than what it does. I'm gonna hop under the car and take off the bolts that are connecting the cats to the shorty headers and see if I can at least get the mid pipe off. There's not a whole lot of room under there, so I'm not gonna take you guys there, but take you through removing the actual header. So I'll be right back. All right guys, so we got the passenger side cat off. I got the O2 sensor unplugged. These tools made it so freaking easy. So I don't know how in the world I went so long without those tools. So I'm gonna climb under this side, go ahead and remove this side cat, and then we'll actually be able to go ahead and probably take off the spark plug wires. I'm probably gonna go ahead and drop the spark plugs. We should be able to drop these out of there. All right guys, we got both cats off. This was the driver's side, that is the passenger side. So now all we really have to do to get these off, pull our spark plug wires, pull our spark plugs, and take out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, looks like 6 bolts on each side, and these should come right out of the bottom. So guys, the spark plug wires are now removed. Looks like I may have to unbolt the dipstick tube. Yeah, I believe that's gonna have to come off. And other than that, I believe it's just pulling off these bolts and then unhooking the oxygen sensor. Get that out of the way. All right guys, so all of these bolts, I don't know about the factory ones because like I said, these are the Hooker Blackheart shorties, are an 11 millimeter, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them that we need to take off. Alright guys, we got both sides completely off. They were just laying down there, still kind of attached via the O2 sensors. Got both sides. Like I said, these were an 11 millimeter, and actually one of them my cordless ratchet wouldn't get into, so I had to use a little stubby wrench. No big deal. Came out perfectly okay. So I'm going to get back under the car, grab these headers out of there, and honestly I think that might be where we end tonight. I may go ahead and pull off the mid pipe, which is under the car, which you guys aren't going to see anyway. So I'll go ahead and say I will see you guys tomorrow. All right guys, so surprise, we're actually back, same night, couldn't sleep. Figured I'd come back down to the garage and go ahead, get the mid pipe pulled off. So we did get the mid pipe pulled off. It was held on by these clamps here. I think these were 16 millimeter. No, these were 14 millimeter, and then these right here were 13 millimeter. For whatever reason, they couldn't use the same nut. It is what it is. So now we have the entire exhaust off from the headers all the way to the mid pipe. Everything's off, and I'm not exactly sure on the oxygen sensor location if we're going to be able to get by with that, or if I'm going to have to route it to the back of the engine down this way. But I did get the oxygen sensors pulled out. They're still in good shape. That is the Hooker Blackheart headers that will be on eBay very shortly. But I'm going to go ahead and move everything out of the way and get the exhaust unboxed. All right guys, so we got them unboxed. These things look great, but I do think that I'm probably going to have to order O2 extensions because that bung is so far back. I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to have enough slack on the factory ones to get it all the way back there. So I'm not sure. I should be able to start it up still just for a second to see how they sound. So we're going to go ahead and get everything installed. This kit is for the LS2, LS3, and LS7. So it gives you, several options for piping. You just kind of got to put it together and figure out which one works for your application. You have numerous clamps for everything, but the build quality on these headers look amazing. I looked around the welds here because I've seen some of them have little holes in them, and it makes that little ticking sound, kind of sounding like a lifter. But luckily I didn't see any on these, unless it's something so small that I just can't pick it up. So I guess now the only thing to do is bolt these on. So this should be fun to do by myself this late at night. So I guess we're gonna try them. I guess as long as I can get them slid up in here, we shouldn't much have a problem. The good thing is they've already heat taped the clutch hose and everything down there. Looks like everything has been heat taped by the previous owner, so that's really good. That'll keep it out of the way. But I'm gonna have to see if my O2 sensor, if I can route it around to the back of the motor and hopefully get it to hook up down there, but it's not looking good. I believe I'm gonna have to order O2 extensions, and I don't think I can get around that. Okay, so surprisingly that just kind of slid up through there, and I've got it just kind of sitting there right now so I can get the gasket and find the hardware for it. Surprisingly enough, it's in there. Well, I had to call in some reinforcements, so my buddy Matt's on his way. He said he should be here in about 5 minutes. It should go a whole lot easier with 2 people. I could put the jack under the car and jack up the headers and everything just to hold them in place. It'll be so much easier with the second set of hands, so let's introduce Matt to the channel. So in a rush, I forgot to hit record while we were installing these things, but these went on smoother than I could imagine any other header going on. It did not come with header bolts, so you do have to either reuse the factory ones or order different ones. Luckily, the ones from the Hooker headers worked on this, and it went right in. Now the O2 sensors, we did not have to order extensions. I cut the zip ties that were holding it and routed this down the back, and it actually reached on both sides. Matt is actually under the car installing the other one now, but this side I thought was going to be a problem, and it went smoother than the driver's side actually. I'm missing one header bolt I've got to find. I don't know where it went to, but at one time it was here. I don't know, I might have to just improvise. But here is the piping. I looked it up on Speed Engineering's website. This is LS2, LS3, and LS7 piping. So the X pipe is the same, but the piping will be different. I think you use that piece, and then there's two other pieces that will connect it, and then it will connect back to the SLP loudmouth. That side did fall off the hanger. No big deal. Hopefully we can even the tips back up. Alright guys, so the exhaust is completely on. This is going to be the first startup. Got Matt in the car. Hopefully this doesn't sound like an 88 Chevy truck anymore, and I'll show you the exhaust after we get it. Alright guys, so it's actually the next day now. I went ahead and went to bed, and I wanted to show you what the exhaust looked like completed. So we got, like I said, both sides of the long tubes put in. I did let it run for a little while, so it has turned from that silver to a little bit of a gold color on both sides. The good thing is, the coloration is even. It doesn't look like one cylinder is doing anything crazy. Because I did see on somebody's car that put these on there that one of their cylinders actually turned completely a different color. They ended up with a big problem. Now up under the car, you've got them coming down on both sides. Luckily the oxygen sensors did reach, and you can see it's actually tucked up in the tunnel very nicely, and it hooked to the SLP exhaust perfectly. I can't stress how good these things went in there. Like literally, it took about an hour to get everything put together. And the good thing about this Speed Engineering kit is that it came with piping for the LS2, the LS3, and the LS7. So no matter which C6 you have, the same header kit will work. They give you piping for all of them, so you will have extra piping. But guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you're interested in these Speed Engineering headers, you can get them from Speed Engineering's website, or the best deal that I found is actually from Just Fast Online. It's www.justfastonline. I did hear that these are back ordered. I'm not sure if they still are, but I did hear that they were, so you may want to check availability. But as far as the installation, I honestly couldn't ask for anything easier. The fit was perfect. I had zero fitment issues. Clamps were good. I mean, everything on these headers, I mean, I didn't think they were going to fit that good for the price. You can't really beat this. I mean, it completely changed this. It doesn't sound like an old truck anymore. But I'm going to end this here. Hopefully we can get some more work done on this car. I do have nitrous kit that needs to go on, and we may end up doing a couple more performance things. But the big thing is I'm going to get the other door off, get the rocker panels ready to go, and then spray the hatch and the rocker panel and door jambs. Get those ready to go. That way we can start painting everything else. Still waiting on my hood. I heard that it's going to ship on Monday or Tuesday, so it should have it soon. And then we can start really getting into this and getting everything put back together. Hopefully we're on the home stretch of this car. I know it seems like it's taken forever, and it has. So I kind of apologize for that, but it is what it is. I've been doing the Mustang stuff and the G8 stuff, truck stuff in the meantime, so we'll get back on the bed and get this thing done. So if you like these videos, if you don't care, go down, hit that big thumbs up button. It does help these videos get into the algorithm or whatever. So if you want to help me out, just go ahead and hit that. If you want to kind of get an inside peek of everything going on before it makes it to YouTube, or even stuff that I don't post to YouTube, head over to Instagram, give me a follow. If you got any questions, that's the easiest place to get a hold of me. Try to reply to everybody. And guys, if you don't care, go down and hit that big red subscribe button. We are on our way to 4,000 subscribers. I think we're a little over 200 away from 4,000. So I would like to hit that before the new year. So that'd be an awesome Christmas present from you guys. So if you want to help me out, go hit that subscribe button. But that's going to be it. So I'll see you guys on the next video.